Welcome back to the Houston Comedy Film Festival Uncut. My name is Roselyn Omaka, and I am with a very special producer. Oh my goodness, Gavin. When it comes down to this film, Profiles of the Neophytes, oh goodness, you were a finalist for the best mockumentary.
Which is super exciting. I'm a huge fan of mockumentaries. I haven't ever had the chance to direct one before, so this is our first attempt at it. So knowing that we got nominated first time out of the gate means a lot. Obviously, anybody who watches the film will be like, okay, they're big Office fans. They love Parks and Rec. They love this style of filmmaking.
Amazing. It's a yes, everything you said is right. I was thinking of The Office and I was awkwardly laughing because I can see realistic and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Really quick, before we go into this film, can I just let's talk about all of the beautiful office space behind you. I see the Blair Witch Project and I see
Yeah, yeah.
talk about it. I want you to brag on yourself for a second. What is this?
Yeah, it's kind of this is a detached garage at my house, and for the first time ever, I kind of have like a permanent home office space. So I started all the stuff I've had in boxes for years. It kind of goes stretches the whole office, but it's all just little mementos from different portions of my career. The Blair Witch is just I still think the best marketing that ever happened for any movie ever. So that's there as a reminder. There's some old VHS tapes. There's a custom made one for a film called Sydney versus Sean that was given as a wrap gift. That's a film we have coming out later this year. I got a platinum record for a music video that I directed that did really well. This is a painting done by a fan of our horror film, The Scare House, that was sent to me. They know that I'm also a big South Park fan, so they put the two characters from the movie in South Park style. Magazine articles,
I'm sorry to go back. You said something awesome, but you never said the name. What was the record that your team received an award for?
Oh, it's an artist named Simmel. It's spelled Syml, and the music video is called "Where's My Love."
What?
So his song, you've definitely heard his song in commercials, his songs in network TV shows like Grey's Anatomy, Netflix movies. Like his music is really blown up. But he's an artist I've been able to collaborate with. I think we've done 11 videos together now, so it's a good relationship. But independent film, we made this video for very little money. It was very early in his career, but it just exploded on YouTube and people loved it. So the record label was kind enough to include me in the sort of platinum success, saying that they believe the video helped, get the song out there, which is nice. Record labels don't always take the time to thank their video directors.
That says a lot about you as an artist, as a creator, and you've been doing this for quite some time, I know. And so let's go ahead and talk about this particular film because definitely this go ahead and tell the audience about this mockumentary when it comes down to, I guess we can say, the porn industry.
Yes, yes, yeah. Well, that was the whole thing.
Define
We're like, even our title is we just like, it's so the concept is a director who's kind of failing, maybe been canceled through cancel culture in traditional film, is now directing adult films, and he hires a documentary crew to follow him one day on set just to kind of prove that he's still an artist, just to keep his ego intact and show the world, but it doesn't really work in his favor because most of the cast and crew aren't really a big fan of him. So that was just a fun entry point for Brittany when she wrote this, of like examining just a comic look at the behind the scenes of the adult film industry and how unsexy and unflattering it can be. Even our title, Profiles of Remarkable Neophytes, is the acronym PORN. We just thought we'd come up with something that sounds super pretentious to match our director character, though enough people would be like, what is that? And we could be like, I get it now. Dumbest joke ever, but yeah.
and y'all shot the whole thing in a day.
Yeah, it was just it was on the heels of me directing a feature. Brittany is living in LA. I used to live in LA. We met in Canada because I directed another short film that she was part of the writing team for, a sci-fi film completely different. And she just said, "Hey, well, let's shoot this while you're here if you're available." Sean Cruiser, our cinematographer, is also a filmmaker in his own right, and it was just a great chance to work with people that I haven't worked with before. I don't often get asked to do comedies. I've done 3 or 4 comedy shorts, never a comedy feature yet. So, but I love comedy. I always get looked at as like the horror and the thriller guy. So it was just a lot of fun it just checked a lot of boxes for me about how to be creative. I just want to make stuff. I just want to work with creative people.
making great stuff. And I was gonna also say, when I don't want to give anything away, but I want to compliment you just when I think about your team and the timing, and y'all have really great pacing. And so like the comedic timing I know was really, really important for film. And I didn't know if you had any advice to newbies, because that seems to be a struggle for some people when it comes down to
Mm.
timing. I think your timing is great.
Yeah, well, that's in the editing as well. I've been my own editor for every project for years. So like each new one that comes
Nice.
in,
That's a
you
compliment
just
to you.
you're a little sharper about how to change things. And like I won't say it changed drastically from the script, but we did allow enough time with every actor, especially in the interview talking heads, to do a bit of improv. My voice ended up in the movie as the interviewer character. And that's largely due to the fact that I'm just asking extra questions or trying some improv between things. So there's a blend of, a little bit of improv moments that just took things over the top from where they already were in the script, but without disrespecting the script or changing the course of the story too much. And that just gives you more options in the edit room. So I think if rarely do you have extra time on an independent film set, but if you do, trust your actors to, say, okay, get the same point that's in the script across, but say it in your own words. If you have any ideas that you want to try, like now is the time. And these are all actors that I had never worked with before too. So
Oh,
there's got to
wow.
be trust both ways to do this. Yeah.
Wow. And you've never worked with any, okay, so
I had
you've
worked with Brittany, who plays the production assistant, who also wrote and produced it. Everyone else was brand new to me. Yeah.
do you have any advice for anyone that's coming onto a set and they're kind of nervous? Like, how should they act, or how should they be on a brand new set with people they've never worked with? I know you have all the info.
Yeah. I think just don't be a pain in the ass. Just, it's perfectly fine to ask questions if there's things, always shoot ideas at the director, like always talk to people if you're feeling uncomfortable, of course. But other than that, like just, stay out of the way, just be quiet when people ask you to be quiet. It's really simple to be, a great film set employee and to have people ask you to come back. But yeah, the biggest thing, don't be afraid to voice your creativity. If you have ideas, like even if the director ultimately doesn't like the idea, like don't be offended by that. Like it's usually appreciated that, you're thinking about your character, you're thinking about the scene in a way that maybe they haven't. And for me, half of the stuff that ends up in the movie comes up on the day. That experimentation is kind of fun. So I think it's important for people to just, it's the same as like asking somebody out on a date or going to that first job interview or whatever. Like you just, whatever you need to do inside yourself to like get over those nerves and just not be afraid to throw jokes or ideas and things out there, knowing that rejection is perfectly normal and just part of the process.
Man, thank you for that info, because I know a lot of people, they're scared of the rejection. So I know that will help somebody that's listening. And also, I was going to ask, because I know it's comedy, and I know we're having fun, and yes, we still are working. And I'm thinking of when it comes down to working, and I'm thinking of the crew, because no one ever sees really them behind the camera.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about all the fun and the crazy. What were the most complex things of shooting this movie in a day? Like the highs and the lows. You can sum it up.
uh we have a shower scene where we're focused on how the sound man on a sound person on the set of a adult film would capture audio in the shower, that we do in a pretty comedic way. So that, and then I think just the kind of towards the end, we're on set with a large number of the cast, and it's sort of, it's they're filming the scene within the movie. So just also finding a way to shoot things to like not show nudity, not have any crudity in it, right? Because we made a very PG, porno movie essentially. And I think it's just that staging and the blocking and just making sure you take the time for the actors to understand why, what the pacing is. Because we, in a documentary setting like this, we're trying to not have too many cuts either. Like the longer the camera can kind of hold on something, the better off it can be. And then when we did what really gave us a great advantage was all of the talking head interviews. We had two cameras set up. That way, there's always something to cut to instead of just always coming back to exactly the same view. It just helps you cut in between words or rearrange sentences and stuff in the edits. So anybody doing mockumentary, I would highly suggest two cameras, especially if you're going to do improv, because if somebody improvs something and it's great, but you don't catch the reaction of the actor opposite them, and then you have to ask that actor to like repeat that. Sometimes you don't get the same genuine level with the improv. So if you can do two camera with improv or mockumentary, go for it.
Man, you're over here dropping gems right now. Like, you know, I'm telling you, somebody is taking notes. They will be taking notes.
After years of failing at things, yes, yeah.
Sometimes you have to, like, even like we're always growing, but you have to at least try. You always got to at least try.
Yeah.
And you said something else too. I'm curious though, for your actors, when it comes down to a movie like this, because when you said there were new people that you were working with,
Mhm.
was it somebody that she already picked, or did they audition for these roles?
It was written, and Brittany, forgive me if I get the exact details wrong, but Brittany was part of like an acting troupe, like an acting class in Los Angeles, and it was sort of written with the people in that class in mind. Several of the people are very fresh to their acting career that are in this movie. So for some of them, it was their very first short film. Maybe they've done some theater, maybe they've done some classes. I'm sure they've done plenty of auditions, but it was really their first kind of day on a film set. And that was exciting to me to just work with people that were so fresh and try to help make them feel comfortable and learn how it works. I didn't want to come in. You never want somebody to talk down to you or make you feel like you don't belong there. They're all that's my trust in Brittany as a writer and a producer and somebody I've worked with in the past, that I trust that she had found the right people for the project. And yeah, I hadn't met them or seen audition tapes or anything before we walked on set, but that's part of, for me, making something that's a little bit improv based and in the mockumentary space. If I approach it like I am making a documentary, I'm sitting down and interviewing these people that I don't know. Something to me makes that feel more earnest and feeling like it's an actual documentary versus a scripted piece of content.
Absolutely. I was gonna ask, just for anyone that's an actor, because of this particular, even though it's a mockumentary, when they hear it, what is your process of making people feel comfortable in your style? Or what would you say? Um,
I
that's a-
try to be relaxed on set. I always try to just talk to actors in between takes. I try to keep things lighthearted, except for when I, need to raise my voice to like, hey, we got to shoot, quiet down. You'll hear me say quiet a lot and shut the F up occasionally when people aren't being quiet. But I get it. Everyone's excited on a set. You're usually shooting in a practical apartment like we were, so everyone's got to be in the space but quiet at the same time. But I think it's just about, letting them know that they have the freedom, that there's always going to be another take if people need it, that there's nothing they can really do wrong, and just try to never get flustered with the actors. And honestly, like, and what actors need to realize too is like there's just as many technical mistakes on the camera side. The focus isn't pulled correctly, the camera gets bumped, the sound rustles,
Lighting.
so yeah, so I think that a lot of times actors think, oh, it's all on me, but it's like, no, there's a give and take where sometimes we're yelling cut or hey, we need another take, and I might not say specifically, hey, we need another take because of the sound. They might instantly think, oh, it's me. What am I doing wrong? And kind of overthink it. But it's just like another take can mean so many things, even just having variety for editing, because sometimes you get in the edit room and you got one take of something, you're like, I really needed it to be different, and now I'm stuck in an edit. Yeah.
Wow. No, this was very, very informative. And when I think about this particular film and the direction, the goals of what you have for it, right now you guys are doing the film festival tour.
Mhm.
Where have you submitted it so far?
I don't have the list in front of me. Brittany, the producer's been doing that. I know it did just play
Yeah.
LA Comedy Festival. It played another festival in Los Angeles recently. Brittany's told me that the audiences have responded really well to it. I wish I could have been at them, but I wasn't able to attend. I think comedy is really fun to watch with an audience. And you really will hear if a joke that you think worked doesn't work, you will know
Yes.
because there will be no laughter. People aren't faking laughter at a film festival audience. But yeah, we don't know the whole. We have a few Canadian dates coming up. It's showing here in my home city, Windsor soon, and I'll definitely be able to attend that one. I'm excited to see it with an audience. It's great. I don't like watching my features with an audience, but shorts I can stomach sitting through. Yeah.
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing people's faces whenever they see this film. And as you're going on your festival tour, is there an end goal of what you and Brittany have in mind for the direction of what you want to go with this?
Yeah, I mean, this was really made in the spirit of just making something and continuing to get better for her as a writer and a producer and an actor. And there's no vision of, oh, could this be a feature film? Could this be a TV series? If somebody liked it enough to suggest taking a meeting about that, I'm sure Brittany has a whole head full of ideas of how she would take that concept and expand it. But this is really just in the spirit of wanting to make something. And I think a lot of short films should be that. Um, this is my final piece of advice on short films is spend less money, not to make the quality lower, but to give yourself the ability to make more of them. Because if you're just starting out your career and you haven't made that first feature yet, or you're a new actor that's written something because you want to showcase what you can do as an actor, try to pick something a little more contained with less characters, less special effects and things. And then maybe you'll be able to afford to make two or three of them instead of just betting it all on the one, because generally speaking, most of us get better as we learn and improve what works. So you're the people who make a knockout film the first time out, kudos. That wasn't my experience.
Oh man. One day I want to practice. I'm taking advice from you, so I'm taking notes right now. Um, Thank you so much for your time. And this is a film that I wouldn't be surprised if it did become a feature because I think that you guys did a great job. And I think the timing is awesome. And I'm not surprised at all that you just said that people were laughing. So I assume, too, the same thing that happens on October the 5th at our festival at the Houston Comedy, people are going to do the same.
I hope so. You'll have to let us know how it
I
goes.
know
Again,
so.
we're nothing without festivals. We're nothing without audiences. This is the whole game. Making a film is difficult. Getting a film seen by people and having them enjoy it and enjoy it enough that they want to tell other people that they should see it. That's the real magic.
I think it's awesome. And do you have anything that you would like to share, or you and Brittany, y'all want the audience to know? I wish Brittany was here right now because I know she would want to say some stuff. Do you have
She
anything?
she she's way funnier than me. That's for sure. She could crush this interview.
Oh
Anything
man,
anything for the audience to know? I mean, yeah, just know that it was made super low budget and with the earnestness of just wanting to collaborate with people that we like, and we hope we entertain people. There's no pretension behind it. There's no sort of specific career goal. It was just made to kind of have fun and work with people we like.
I love it. Thank you so much, Gavin.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thanks for having me.